The WNBA Finals are supposed to be the biggest stage in women's basketball, a moment of triumph, legacy, and history. But this year, instead of headlines celebrating the stars or the games, fans are talking about something else entirely: the shocking sight of empty seats. Despite featuring superstar Aya Wilson and the defending champion Las Vegas Aces, ticket prices dropped to as low as $6, less than a fast food combo meal. Even with the league's brightest talent, packed storylines, and primetime exposure, the arenas looked half empty. After years of hard work to elevate the league, she couldn't hide her frustration seeing rows of unfilled seats during the finals. "We deserve better," she reportedly told teammates, reflecting the sentiment of players who have spent their careers fighting for respect and visibility. The finals setup. The 2025 WNBA Finals had all the ingredients for greatness. A defending champion in the Las Vegas Aces, a fiery underdog opponent, and one of the most talented rosters in league history. Aya Wilson, fresh off another MVP-caliber season, was supposed to headline a series that captured national attention. Sports analysts called it a defining moment for the league. Broadcast networks promoted it heavily. Social media buzzed with highlight clips, predictions, and trash talk between fan bases. But as Game 1 tipped off, something fell off. The camera panned across the stands, and the atmosphere was quiet. Entire sections of seats were empty. The energy that defines championship basketball just wasn't there. At first, fans thought it was an illusion or a camera angle issue. But by halftime, the reality was unavoidable. Attendance was far below expectations. The $6 ticket shock. When fans discovered that finals tickets were selling for as little as $6, disbelief turned to outrage. $6 for a championship game. Social media exploded with posts showing screenshots from ticket resale sites. Some fans mocked the prices, while others expressed sadness at how undervalued the players' efforts had become. "How can a finals ticket cost less than a Starbucks drink?" one fan tweeted. To put in perspective, NBA Finals tickets regularly sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Even college tournament games often draw higher demand. The WNBA's pricing crisis wasn't just about affordability. It symbolized a larger issue, a gap between visibility and engagement. The league had worked hard to grow its audience, but that growth hadn't yet translated into consistent attendance. Discounting tickets to fill seats was a desperate move to avoid the embarrassment of empty stands on national television. But even that didn't work. Aya Wilson's frustration. Aya Wilson has never been one to shy away from speaking her mind. A two-time MVP, a champion, and one of the WNBA's most vocal leaders, she's been at the forefront of the league's push for equality and visibility. But when she saw the attendance numbers for the finals, her reaction was raw and emotional. Sources close to the team said Wilson expressed disappointment and disbelief during post-game conversations. "We're putting on one of the best shows in sports," she told teammates. "And this is how it looks on TV." Wilson wasn't just venting about the crowd size, she was highlighting a bigger issue. The players have been working tirelessly to elevate the WNBA, both on and off the court. They've engaged in community outreach, built brands, and drawn millions of viewers online. Yet, despite the growth and popularity, the support in arenas still lags behind. The fans' perspective. While social media roasted the empty seats, many fans offered a different explanation. It's not that people don't care, it's that attending games is harder than it looks. For some, travel costs were prohibitive. Finals games held in Las Vegas meant high hotel prices, airfare, and scheduling challenges. Others pointed to ticket resellers, who often scoop up large portions of seats early and then struggle to sell them at inflated prices, even when demand dips. Still, there was another factor: marketing. Fans complained that the finals weren't promoted aggressively enough. Some cities had limited local advertising, and casual sports fans didn't even realize the games had started. Online, passionate WNBA supporters defended the league, urging people to focus on the quality of play rather than the optics of attendance. "These women are hooping," one fan wrote. "If you're judging a league by empty seats instead of their talent, you're missing the point." The marketing problem. One of the biggest issues behind the attendance crisis is marketing. Despite record social media engagement and rising TV ratings, the WNBA continues to struggle to convert online buzz into in-person attendance. Critics say the league relies too heavily on viral moments instead of consistent branding. Big names like Aya Wilson and Caitlin Clark draw attention, but once the hype cools, the league doesn't always keep fans engaged. Promotions for the finals were surprisingly quiet. Some fans reported never seeing ads in their cities. Others said they only learned about the finals through social media, often from players themselves rather than the league's official accounts. Marketing experts argue that the WNBA should lean harder into storytelling, rivalries, personalities, and the drama that drives sports fandom. People don't just buy tickets for games, one analyst explained. They buy into narratives. The growth versus reality gap. The WNBA has grown tremendously in recent years. Record-breaking TV ratings, sponsorship deals, and social media followings all point to a league on the rise. But the empty seats during the finals revealed a stark truth. Growth online doesn't always equal growth in person. Streaming numbers and viral highlights are great indicators of interest, but they don't always translate to fans buying tickets, merchandise, or attending games. Many of the WNBA's new fans are digital-only consumers, tuning in through clips, Twitter threads, and YouTube shorts. This digital fandom is powerful, but it hasn't yet filled arenas consistently. Aya Wilson's frustration reflects the gap between perception and reality. The WNBA is being celebrated in the media, but when players step into half-empty stadiums, that celebration feels hollow. Players speak out. Aya Wilson wasn't the only one frustrated. Several players across the league quietly echoed her feelings. Privately, they've questioned why the league's marketing and scheduling often work against them rather than for them. One veteran player told reporters anonymously, "We play our hearts out, but sometimes it feels like the league doesn't believe people will show up unless it's cheap." Another added, "Lowering ticket prices helps temporarily, but it devalues the product long-term." The sentiment is consistent. Players want respect, not pity. They want fans to come because they love the game, not because it's a discount night. The business side. To understand the $6 ticket debacle, you have to look at the economics. The WNBA is still a growing league, with smaller venues and limited revenue streams compared to its male counterparts. Teams depend heavily on sponsorships, TV deals, and league-wide support from the NBA. When attendance dips, it hits the bottom line hard. Teams try to offset that by discounting tickets to fill seats, banking on concession and merchandise sales to make up the difference. But during the finals, that strategy backfired. Instead of boosting attendance, the low prices highlighted the league's struggle to establish consistent demand. It made even loyal fans question how the finals, the most important games of the year, could be so undervalued. Economists warn that cheap pricing can create a perception problem. Once fans expect low-cost tickets, it's harder to raise prices later without backlash. Fans still believe. Despite the disappointing visuals, there's still hope. The passion of WNBA fans remains one of the strongest in sports. Online communities have rallied around players like Aya Wilson, insisting that one bad finals doesn't define the league's progress. Fans are calling for reforms, better scheduling, dynamic marketing, and long-term investments in grassroots programs to grow attendance naturally. You can't build a fan base overnight, one supporter wrote. But the foundation is there. In fact, TV viewership for the finals remains solid, showing that interest still exists. It just hasn't fully converted to live attendance yet. Players like Wilson, Breanna Stewart, and Sabrina Ionescu continue to draw massive social media followings, keeping the spotlight alive between seasons. What comes next? The fallout from this finals disaster is already reshaping conversations around the WNBA's future. League officials have promised to reevaluate ticketing policies, marketing strategies, and event planning for upcoming seasons. For Aya Wilson and her peers, this moment is a rallying cry. "We're not going backward," she reportedly told reporters after Game 2. This league deserves packed arenas. "We'll get there." Many see this as a wake-up call, a painful but necessary step in the league's evolution. Just as the early years of the NBA and other sports faced growing pains, the WNBA is learning what it means to turn visibility into sustained support. Expect to see changes, more dynamic pricing models, improved fan experiences, and stronger partnerships between teams and their local communities.